Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you to the general anatomy lecture. This is my third lecture of cardiovascular system or the CVS. In this lecture, it is the continuation of the last lecture in which we were discussing the classification of the blood vessels. In this lecture, we will discuss about functional classification of blood vessels. Blood vessels are functionally divided into 5 types. Firstly, they are the conductance blood vessels that has got large lumen and so they are called the large arteries. Major example are the aorta and pulmonary trunk. Secondly, we have the distributing blood vessels that distribute blood at the level of each organ and they ramify there. The muscular arteries has more muscles in there. The distributing vessels has more muscles in their muscular coats in their tunica media. Then we come to the resistance vessels. These arterioles are included in this type of blood vessels. They have got small lumen and thick muscular walls. Fourth type, functional type of the blood vessel is the exchange vessels that includes capillaries, sinusoids and post-capillary venules. Lastly, we have the capacitance vessels or they are known as the reservoirs. These include large venules, all types of the veins and they carry almost about 70% of the blood. Now we come to the anastomosis. Anastomosis is basically it's the communication between arterioles and the venules. They give alternative route. That's why they are also known as collateral circulation. We have 3 types of arterial anastomosis. First is the actual anastomosis, second is the potential anastomosis, and third is the end arteries. The end arteries is not a type of anastomosis, but in some books that is included in anastomosis of arteries. Then we have the venous anastomosis, and in the last we have arteriovenous anastomosis. Firstly, we come to the arterial anastomosis, and its first type, that was the actual anastomosis. It occurs at the prearteriolar level. This is further divided into 3 types: end-to-end anastomosis, convergence anastomosis, and transverse anastomosis. In end-to-end anastomosis, 2 arteries directly open into each other. Here you can see the best example is the right and left epiploic arteries. Here you can see a right gastroepiploic artery that enters or merges into left gastroepiploic artery that has been highlighted. Next type, we have the convergence anastomosis. In this type of anastomosis, 2 arteries they converge to form single artery. The best example is the formation of the basilar artery. Here you can see this is the formation of the basilar artery, and it has been formed by convergence of 2 arteries, 2 vertebral arteries. This is first vertebral artery, and this is the second vertebral artery. This is the second vertebral artery. They both converge and form basilar artery. Then we come to the third type of actual anastomosis. That is the subtype of the arterial anastomosis. That is the transverse anastomosis. This this is the short. This is basically short artery that links 2 large arteries, and this they are present, and this is present mostly transversely. Here you can see the best example is the ulnar and radial arteries. Here you can see um, this is the radial artery, and this is the uh, ulnar artery. They both are going, and at the wrist they are linked with one another by a transverse artery. Now we come to the second type of arterial anastomosis, that is the potential anastomosis. It occurs at the level of terminal arterioles. Normally blood do not flow through them. It dilates and blood flow through them in gradual occlusion of one artery. If the occlusion is sudden, uh, this anastomosis do not work. The best example is the coronary arteries. If the blockage is slow and gradual, this anastomosis do work, otherwise it fails. This is the unblocked. Here you can see now we come to the third type of arterial anastomosis. That is basically end arteries. This is not the anastomosis. It shows that the artery supplying there is the sole source of the blood there, and its occlusion can cause permanent damage to the tissue. The best example is the central artery of retina. There are also some arteries of brain that are the end arteries. Also, spleen and the kidney also have some end arteries. This is the retina, and this here you can see this is the central artery of the retina. This is the sole artery. If this if this gets blocked, they the result it results in blindness. This is the picture um, that's showing some um, you can say effects of blockage or occlusion of the central artery of retina. Now we come to the venous anastomosis. This is the communication between the veins, and it is very common type. Mostly, the prominent example is the dorsal venous arches that are found on hands and the feet. This is the example. Here you can see dorsal venous network is here you can see the two veins, cephalic and the basilic veins. They are they are forming a network, and that serve as anastomosis. Now, now we come to the last type of anastomosis, that is known as the arteriovenous anastomosis or AV anastomosis. In this type of anastomosis, small arteries and veins are connected with one another by small capillaries or direct channels. These are also known as AV shunts because they shunt arterial blood into venous blood. Arterial shunts contain large amount of smooth muscles in their walls. In case they can be closed, and they can close and open the lumen. If they are closed, blood passes through the capillary network. If they are open, blood directly passes from arteries into the veins. Here you can see this is a picture of AV shunt, in which you can see if this shunt is closed, blood passes from this capillary network, and more heat will be dissipated, and more sweating, more water will be lost from this. If this is open, the blood directly if the blood will directly pass from the arteries into the veins. Next, we come to the complex type of AV anastomosis that is known as the glomus. In this type of anastomosis, the anastomosis is enclosed in a connective tissue sheath. In this type, the cutaneous arteries give rise to arterioles, which in turn give fine preglomerular branches that immediately enlarge and acquire thick, smooth muscle coat, then in turn make sinus curve and narrow again, and continue to form funnel-shaped veins that in turn opens into the collecting vein. This is the total, you can say, pathway or the formation of the glomus. Here you can see in this figure, this is the glomerulus, how they are formed after the capillaries and how they are connected with the collecting vein. Now we come to the circulatory routes of the body. We have got three types of circulation. We have the systemic circulation, we have the pulmonary circulation, and we have the coronal circulation. Firstly, we come to the systemic circulation. This is the largest type of circulation and comprises all blood from the body. The whole circulation is summarized here. All the blood from the left ventricle that goes into the aorta, then into the major arteries, then smaller arteries, capillary bed. From the capillary bed, the blood is collected by small veins, then major vein, and the blood again returns to the vena cava by superior and inferior vena cava. Then it goes into the right atrium. Here you can see there are carotid arteries, pulmonary. Here you can see all the arteries and veins that are they play their part in the systemic circulation. Now we come to the second type of circulation, that is the pulmonary circulation. In this type of circulation, the deoxygenated blood from the the deoxygenated from heart by pulmonary trunk, which divides into right and left pulmonary arteries, reaches the lung to the capillaries, where the oxygen is added and the carbon dioxide is removed, and the blood returns from the lungs to the heart by 4 pulmonary veins, 2 from each lung, and the whole course takes about 4 to 8 seconds. This is the pulmonary circulation, in which the blood goes from these pulmonary veins, to the lungs, and it comes to the heart by 2 pulmonary arteries. Now we come to the third type of circulation, that is the coronary circulation. In coronary circulation, the blood is supplied to the walls of the heart. 2 right and left coronary arteries arise from each aortic arch that supply the heart. and the and the venous blood drains into the heart by coronary sinus that is short, wide, and opens into the right atrium, drains about 66% of blood from hearts of the walls of the heart. Sorry. Then, second type of veins that drain the walls is the anterior cardiac veins. These are small, 2 or 3 in number, and directly drain into the right atrium. Lastly, we have the veni cordis minimi. These begins in wall of heart and end directly into the right atrium and right ventricle. Here you can see the coronary circulation. This is the left coronary artery. Here you can see, and this is the right coronary artery that is further divided into marginal arteries, circumflex arteries to supply the walls of the heart. Then we come to the portal systems. We have venous portal system. In venous portal system, vessels that collect blood from first set of capillaries is the vein. So this portal system is known as the venous portal system. The best example is the hepatic portal system. In this type of system, the portal veins drain blood from capillary beds of stomach, intestine, spleen, and pancreas and gallbladder. Then they are carried to the sinusoids of liver. After, the hepatic veins return blood to the systemic circulation. You can see here this is schematic diagram of the hepatic portal system. Then we come to the arterial portal system, in which the vessels that collect blood from first set of capillaries is the artery. So this type of portal system is known as arterial portal system. The arterial portal system of kidney is the only example. Here you can see the glomerular capillaries of renal corpuscles are drained by arterioles. These ramify into another group of capillaries that surround tubules of kidney, and finally they drain into the systemic circulation. Now we come to um, some clinical notes that are related to the circulation. Thank you for your attention.